Okay, I am live again. Bear with us. I'm not sure what I've got for technical difficulty, but the desktop isn't wanting to work. Anyways, welcome to today's Q&A. I'm going to just start all over, so bear with me. We are talking about available positions here at Decker, and there we go. We're talking about available positions here at Decker, and we've got both driving positions as well as available positions in-house. We'll talk about that, see what we've got available for you. And if you have questions, the best thing to do is to put it in the chat. And I am going to do my best to view it on desktop as well as here on the live stream. Might not work for me. So we're going to be doing that. If you have any questions, as always, the best thing to do is to hop on. That is why. I think. Best thing to do is to ask the question in the chat. So hop online and we'll answer them as they come in. And if you could put your city and state or maybe even just your zip code, that would probably be easier. And the number of years of experience, that would be really helpful. Then I can get more specific in what we have available out of your area. And then we'll talk about benefits. We'll talk about when they start, what all there are for benefits. We can talk about equipment and all of the amenities that come with the equipment as well. So quite a bit going on there. So again, thanks for joining me. Yesterday, we didn't talk about birthdays and anniversaries for the week. So I really wanted to go through that because here we do like to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries here at Decker. So for birthdays this week, we are celebrating Corey Jeltic, celebrated his birthday on the 9th, yesterday. Jennifer Stuber-Graham, also out of Missoula, celebrated her birthday yesterday as well. So happy birthday to Jen. Jeremy Friday, celebrating his birthday tomorrow, also in logistics. Jillian Moore, one of our load planners, will celebrate on the 14th, on Saturday. So happy birthday to Jillian. Also, Samuel Long is celebrating her birthday. That's coming up on Sunday. And who do we have for birthdays this week? Joseph Barras celebrating yesterday. John Trimmer and Ronald Wyatt all celebrating birthdays yesterday. Happy birthday. Troy Zeck celebrating a birthday today, as well as Scott Knapp. Happy birthday to both of you. Andre Ross celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, Andre. Donald Francis is celebrating a birthday tomorrow. He gets to own that one all by himself. Terry Bradford celebrating on Thursday. Thursday for Terry, as well as Justin Jansen. Happy birthday, Justin, as well, to both of you. Terry Gagan celebrating a birthday on Friday the 13th in October. Does that scare anybody else? It maybe should, maybe not. Okay. Deontay Davis celebrating a birthday on Saturday the 14th. Yes. And I know I have a couple more. David Fox, James Fox, both celebrating birthdays on the 15th. Yes, that is true. Keith Stuhlin celebrating a birthday on the 15th as well. And Jim Tolentino celebrating his birthday on the 15th. What am I missing for? Let's see. That's why. I gotcha. Okay. Hey, Flatbed Trucker, how are you? Chaffee Steam says I'll be starting orientation on the 30th of October. Woohoo! Coming up at the end of the month. Flatbed Trucker, does Decker pay short-term or long-term disability? Decker offers short-term and long-term disability, but we don't pay short-term and long-term disability for the plan. That is one that you can opt into, however. We do have a life insurance on you though, but we don't pay for the short-term and long-term disability. And what else? Oh, anniversaries. Is that it for questions that I have so far? Okay. I'll stop at any time and answer the questions, you guys, since that's our number one priority here today. Celebrating the anniversaries today, James Wise is celebrating 10 years. Congratulations to James. Who else do we have here this week? So James Wise celebrated yesterday. Patrick Williams celebrated on Sunday. I gotta remember what day I am. Christopher Jane celebrating an anniversary coming up on the 12th, on Thursday. 1 year anniversary for Christopher and Timothy as well. Congratulations. Michael McBurney celebrating 5 years here at Decker. Happy anniversary. Dean Sosek celebrating 19 years. Dean, 19 years. Nice. Very good. Donald Prague, sorry, Donald, 9 years here at Decker, celebrating that on the 15th. So Dean celebrates on Saturday. Donald will celebrate on Sunday. Yes, Sunday. We have Dale Malloy celebrating an anniversary tomorrow. Number 2, Josh White also celebrating his 2nd anniversary. I know you guys know him well. Our shop service manager. Yes, indeed. Jennifer Gillis celebrating a number 2 as well. So we have a handful of people celebrating their 2nd anniversary. Tiffany Hosnet celebrating 4, I was going to say 9, but it was actually yesterday. So 4 years here at Decker. Congratulations. And Lisa Gardner celebrating her 10-year anniversary. 10 years. Gerald Mead celebrating his 4-year anniversary. Gerald's one of our mechanics. 4 years coming up on Saturday. Greg Cooper and Ronald Carell celebrating 22 years here at Decker. Congratulations to both of you. Yes, indeed. Chaffee Steam says, what do I need to bring to orientation and what to expect for flatbed? Great questions. All right, let's answer them. I am sorry that my video is crooked. I have no idea how to fix that. Okay, so orientation. Orientation for an experienced driver, are you experienced? Is going to be a 3-day orientation. So you've got 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And you'll start off, before you even get to Fort Dodge, we'll have your physical and your drug test set up, arranged, completed. You want to do if you have a physical that's already good, it's good for at least 6 more months. Like you've had it for, no more than 6 months and it's good for another 6 months. Then yes, we can use that one. You just need to send over the long form of the physical over to your recruiter so that we can get it signed off by the benefits and HR department. And then we don't have to set up a physical appointment. We will, of course, have to do the DOT urinalysis. So the DOT urinalysis is done before orientation as well. We have a hair follicle test that you'll do in orientation or at orientation, but ahead of time will be the physical if you need one, and the urinalysis, plus the online orientation. So if you haven't already received the link, you'll be receiving it soon. The link was for the online orientation is going to bring you to Luma. It's a platform. It's called eNugget Learning. And well, it's eNugget Learning is the address, but Luma is the platform. And on it will be a number of videos followed by a couple of questions. And it'll just continue until you have learned or have been aware of our company policies, procedures. There's some safety areas. Let's see, what else is there? There's some maintenance videos, and then some just basic DOT regulations as well that are going to be included in that. So that's going to be the first part before you even come to Fort Dodge. And normally what we do for transportation to get you to Fort Dodge, and again, Fort Dodge, Iowa is our main terminal. That's where we do orientation. All of our orientation is in Fort Dodge. So we'll get you usually a rental car, and we'll take care of the gas as well as the rental. When you get here, we take care of your meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner. What happens for breakfast is there's a continental breakfast at the hotel, and so you can go grab that. There is lunch. We bring in lunch to you, or we'll bring you out, one or the other. Usually we bring it in though. It's a little easier instead of having to go back and forth to wherever you're eating. And then for meals in the evening, so for dinner, what we'll do is we get you a meal card and then you'll go and grab something to eat, because where the hotel is, there's a couple of different facilities, restaurants and stuff like that there that you'll be able to access with your card. So that is covered. We pay $500 for completing orientation. But back to what it all entails is you'll have continued company policies and procedures. We'll go over that. We'll review some of the information on the Luma, the learning center that you did online. You'll also meet with several different departments. Of course, you'll be with the training department, which is going to be our onboarding, our orientation. And you'll also meet with the maintenance department, driver managers. You'll meet with payroll department, the fuel department, just social media. So you'll meet with Katie from the communications department. So you'll meet from all of these different individuals. You'll meet with your recruiter to get a good feel for the company and to make sure that you have contacts in case you have questions once you're out on the road. Because there's a lot of information that comes at you during orientation. We are totally aware of that. And when you're not using it, you might not retain it right away, right? Because then you go out on the road, and then 3 weeks later, all of a sudden something applies to you that hadn't yet. And it's like, okay, what was it that I was supposed to do? You'll have an ART or an ambassador that you'll be able to call, reach out to, and help answer some of those questions. So that's always helpful as well. But yes, like Katie said, you will receive a welcome letter. It'll kind of break down all that information for you, what to bring. One thing that you'll want to make sure that you bring is a voided check for direct deposit. We want that right away because we don't want to delay, obviously, in getting you paid. So we want to make sure that we have that. You'll also want to bring your social. Well, you'll need 2 forms of ID. Of course, your driver's license. And then I always say social because, and then any social security numbers that you might need to put as beneficiaries or those who are going to be covered on your insurance, because it's best to get all of that filled out ahead of time, even though benefits start after 60 days. As long as you get that filled out ahead of time, you don't have to worry about it. It's sent in. They will call. So those who are taking care of our insurance, they'll call and review it with you before you start seeing your premiums coming out. So that's always nice because then you've got peace of mind. You know what to expect on the dollar for what to expect to come out of your settlement each week when it comes to all the different insurances available, the 401k, etc. So, and then if you go with a trainer, or if you're going into flatbed, you'll do like securement, tarp and securement training. We have some in-house tarp and securement training that she'll do. I think is there 8 different load styles that you'll be able to review. And then we'll do coils, we'll do steel beams, sheetrock. It's building supplies. You'll work with several different loads so that you have different views of the tarping. And then we'll take pictures of it as well. And when you first start in flatbed and you're out on the road, you'll want to take pictures of your first couple of loads just to show the securement, get that over to your driver manager to make sure that everything's covered if flatbed is new to you. And then if it is new to you, besides just the like testing out, I guess is the best way to say it, testing out of the tarping and securing, showing that you can do what you can. Then if you're brand new to flatbed, then we will have you go through our tarping and securement course so that you're familiar, you're comfortable before you even go out on the road. Now, if you're brand new to trucking, brand new, and you need to go out with a trainer, then you'll be out with a trainer for about 3 weeks. At that point, we pay you $700 a week while you're with the trainer. And then when you're done with the trainer, then you'll be paid the $1,000 a week or whatever that minimum pay is for the division that you're working on or working out of. The other thing that I wanted to mention is during orientation or before you're dispatched out, you'll get a walkthrough with the maintenance department on what, with your equipment, kind of going through how to run the APU unit, things to check, some troubleshooting tips. You'll also receive a book. It's a notebook that you can refer back to. Pretty handy. But here is a lot of the maintenance information. So for instance, for the bunk heater, if you're wondering how to run the bunk heater, there's some tips here on how to make sure that the bunk heater is working properly. By the way, you guys, this is the time of year that you want to check your bunk heater if you haven't already, because it's starting to cool off. I'm in Montana, and I can definitely tell you it's cooling off during the night. So make sure that sucker works, because when it does get cold, you want to be warm and not freezing, right? But anyways, a lot of this information will be on there. And actually, if you kind of look inside, there'll be some contact information right here. Let's see if I can give you. But this is the kind of stuff that you can expect in orientation. So you've got contact information. You'll have a welcome letter from Dale himself. He's the CEO here, Mr. Decker. You've got your table of contents, some great contacts that you'll want to be able to reach out to. Some of these contacts, the contacts information is going to be the different terminal locations as well as the shop. These are questions that we get all the time. Hey, I'm headed into Des Moines. I want to give them a heads up. What's the telephone number there? I got to look it up. So it's right here. You've got it right here. And then, of course, TransFlow, if you're having any issues with your TransFlow, it's hard to troubleshoot TransFlow from in office. Usually what they need to do, if you're having an issue with TransFlow or if you need help with it, they TransFlow themselves prefer that you call them, because they can work directly with you to improve the situation instead of third partying it, which would be, going through your driver manager or going through safety or something like that. Now, if you aren't getting what you need, then we can help you with that. Chafee says, lucky I'm in Texas. Yeah, for the heat, absolutely. Bedding truck, yep, all of that. All of that stuff is what you'll need when you come into orientation. We'll also go through our referral program. We do have a great referral program, which I'm trying to think. So last year, Sunny won the referral program last year. You get paid $1,500 for every driver you refer who hires on, and it pays within 90 days. And it goes up. There's a lot of levels to the referral program. I can go through that with you as well. But when it comes to winning, what I'm talking about there, we have a grand champion of the referral program who wins an additional $2,500. Well, Sunny had 5 referrals, which is the minimum in order to qualify for the grand champion or to be in the running for the grand champion. You have to have 5 referrals. So right there, that's quite a bit of money. And then the $2,500 bonus on top of that, that's over $11,000 in referral bonus. Not to mention if he was to win, or if that individual was to win one of the quarterly drawings, which is $1,000. It could be a laptop or a tablet, but so far everybody in the last, we've been doing for at least 4 years, but for the last 4 years they've all chosen cash. So I get it. What else? Also go through accounting. We'll go through the scorecard, our scorecard and our safety bonus. Those are 2 of our monthly bonuses that we have available, and we'll go through all the details there so that you can be familiar with it and understand how it works. Now, that being said, remember how I mentioned your ART driver or your ambassador? That ambassador can walk through the scorecard details with you and help you to understand where you need to improve, what you're doing well at, so that you can maximize on that scorecard. Because it can be an additional 5 cents a mile between the scorecard and the safety bonus that you can increase on all the miles that you completed for the previous month. So an additional 5. Plus, we do have Driver of the Month program. Dean was a runner-up this week or this month. So you'll go through some of those details as well. But most of the information that is in these booklets, most of it is going to be on the maintenance questions that you get a lot of times when you're out on the road, especially when we have as many amenities as we do in the truck, which APUs, refrigerators, microwaves, CB units. We have 22-inch television plus Epic View satellite TV. That's 100 plus channels. Absolutely, it includes the Sunday ticket. HBO, Cinemax, Showtime. We have double bunk trucks, so you do have that extra storage. Unless you have a rider, then obviously you've got room for the rider. We do have a pet policy or a dog policy as well. So 80 pounds or less, or 85 pounds or less for a dog. Or if you chose 2 dogs, it's no more than 60 pounds combined. And yeah, that's available for you as well. So let me know. Dean says it's colder inside the building than it is outside. Yeah, the air conditioning hasn't stopped probably, right? Preston Turner, dang, he says, hey, how goes it? Vitality, USA. Yes, these are all the jobs that we currently have available are in the 48, the lower 48, and most of them, it really depends on where you're at, on what we have available in your area. Some locations we have, some we don't have anything. Some we have refrigerated with multiple home time options. Some we have flatbed with multiple home time options. Some locations you have both. So it really just does depend. And that's why I say, if you are wondering about a specific position, put your zip code in the chat so that I can actually give you a solid answer. And if you're wondering, so what's available in the area, what's the pay? In order to quote you pay, I do need to know how many years of experience you have, if you have experience. And then I'll let you know not only your rate of pay per mile, but what your safety net is. So what the minimum pay that you can expect each week is. Minimum pay is what we implemented a couple of years ago to make sure that you know that you will make at least that specific amount. Most of our divisions, the minimum pay is $1,000. So if your rate of pay per mile and the miles that you run, if they exceed that 1,000, which in most cases they do, then you'll get the rate of pay per mile. However, if for some reason you didn't meet the, if for some reason your rate of pay per mile and the miles didn't exceed that $1,000, then you'd have that $1,000 safety net, and we make up the difference for you. For instance, weather would be one. If you're having maintenance issues or you're in the shop, we do pay breakdown. So that is implemented. However, sometimes with the breakdown, even with the breakdown, you might not exceed the $1,000. And so that's when we cushion it. Breakdown pay is, let's see, I'm trying to remember. $100 for the first day, right? Yeah, $100 for the first day, first 24 hours. $150 for at 48, and then anything 3 days and longer is $200. So yeah, and normally if your truck is in the shop and you can't get into it, we'll put you up in a hotel as well so that you got a place to sleep. And in Fort Dodge, we have the Decker Motel, which is a facility right there at the terminal where you'll be able to stay in a private room. So yeah. Chaffee says, I'm in Dallas. What's the rate in my area? The minimum is going to be $1,000 a week. Minimum's $1,000 a week. Yep. So in order to meet the minimum requirements, obviously there are requirements, but in order to meet the minimum pay, you must be available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. No load refusals, no driver service failures, no late loads on your part. If it's a customer that delayed it, a shipper, receiver that delayed it, that's different. That doesn't fall back on you. It's only if it, was your fault that it was late. So again, no driver service failures, no load refusals. Be available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. Get your paperwork in on time. Paperwork has to be in by Tuesday night at 10 p.m. in order to get paid Friday for it. So make sure you get that in. You can scan it, use the tablets to take a picture, and that'll scan the document and get that to payroll for you. And then, of course, no CSA violations for the week, no preventable accidents for the week. That's the 6 criteria. One more time. Get your paperwork in on time. It's Tuesday night at 10 p.m. No CSA violations, no preventable accidents, no late loads, no driver service failures, no load refusals, and be available at least 5 days out of the week. So those are the 6 requirements. Easy peasy. But your rate of pay per mile can definitely exceed that, and that's going to be based on your experience level. For flatbed, someone who is just coming into the flatbed division, you'd have to live within the Midwest in order to qualify for training. That would be putting you at about 53 cents a mile to start. And then you get a penny raise after 90 days, a penny raise every year on your anniversary as well. And then if you have 15 plus years of experience, then for flatbed, you'd start at 70 cents a mile. And then you can just tell in between there, it's going to be based off experience level. But again, you get a penny raise after 90 days every year on your anniversary. The cap right now of the base pay is 70 cents a mile. That doesn't mean that when it comes to bonus time, you can't get that extra 5 cents a mile, because you most definitely can. Right, Dean? Right. I'll answer for him. There we go. Just in case you didn't hear him. For refrigerated, we do also require the same minimum requirements. Those are going to be the exact same. And the rate of pay for the refrigerated divisions ranges anywhere from 52 for a brand new student, someone brand new to the industry, to 65 cents a mile to start. That's to start. Now, it still caps out at 70 cents a mile. You do get a penny raise after 90 days every year on your anniversary. So you can see where the pay range is there. The minimum requirement, or the minimum pay, I should say, is $1,000 a week in most cases. If you're a student, then your minimum pay is $700 a week, or you're paid $700 a week for being a student. But that's about 3 weeks on the truck. I'll give you an idea. Cool. Okay. All right. Speaking of available positions, since we're on that, as for driving positions, we currently have a dedicated position out of the Texarkana, Arkansas area, or Nashville, Arkansas area. So Texarkana to Dallas, Texarkana to Houston, Texarkana to Shreveport or Monroe, Louisiana, and then back to the Texarkana area, Nashville, Arkansas. So that's a dedicated flatbed position. We do require experience with that one. And as of right now, we have one more position. Is that right? I believe one more position available in that one. That one is the rate of pay per mile and the minimum of $1,000 a week. Good miles. You definitely will stay busy on that one, and you do need to have flatbed experience in order to qualify for that position. And that's a home weekly position. You must live in one of those locations that I mentioned in order to qualify, because those are the only areas that we run for it. So, Chaffee, I don't know what those are. Okay, says, I also saw that you hire a graduate. Do you all also do school reimbursement? So we do hire recent graduates, and yes, we do school reimbursements. I'm going to be more specific on this though. There are some divisions that we do not hire recent graduates from. So our over-the-road flatbed division does require a minimum of 6 months of flatbed experience or 1 year of tractor trailer experience. So if you didn't have a year of tractor trailer experience living in Dallas, I'm going to use you as an example here. But if you didn't have flatbed experience, but you had a year of tractor trailer experience, then you would qualify for the flatbed division. We would put you through the tarpon and securement course when you get to Fort Dodge, right? If you only had 6 months of tractor trailer experience and none of it was flatbed, then you wouldn't qualify for our over-the-road flatbed division. You would qualify for the refrigerated, but not for the flatbed. So in that case, we would have to wait until you qualified before you hired on. And recent graduate means you just graduated within the last 30 days. Last 30 days. If you have 3 or 4 months of driving experience, but not a full 6 months of experience, and therefore, of course, aren't what's considered quote unquote recent graduate, where you're just coming out of school, then we would need at least 6 months of driving experience before we would hire you on. Now, to further answer your question on do we also do school reimbursement? Yes. We pay up to or reimburse up to $6,000 for the schooling. So whatever yours is up to $6,000, I guess is the actual verbiage. And we start paying you back $200 a month until we hit that cap. Now, we will need, so this is another thing. If your case, obviously you're not a recent graduate if you're going into flatbed, but for those of you who are looking to come to Decker and you're looking for that reimbursement, make sure you bring your financial paperwork from the school so that we can reimburse you. We need that in order to set the reimbursement in action. Okay, so you bring that and then we'll pay you $200 a month after you've been here for 90 days until we hit that cap. And okay, good. All right, what else can I tell you? When it comes, one more dedicated position that I probably should mention. So for the dedicated position out of Fort Dodge, Iowa, so out of Fort Dodge, Iowa, we have a hopper position that runs from Fort Dodge to Blair, Nebraska, and back to Fort Dodge. It's an 8 p.m. start, but there we go. It's an 8 p.m. start, and it works 2 days on, followed by 2 days off, 3 days on, 3 days off, 2 on, 2 off, and just keeps going through that rotation. Okay, I'm all of a sudden starting to get additional comments, so sorry about the delay there. Hopefully you weren't waiting. Katie reminds me, thank goodness Katie's there. She says, if you guys have Sirius Radio, tune in to channel 146 at 1 p.m. So you've got a little under 20 minutes at 1 p.m. Central, where our CEO, Mr. Decker, Dale Decker, will be the guest on the Road Dog Trucking News with Best Fleets to Drive For. So another huge, exciting news. We have been nominated for the third year in a row for the Best Fleets to Drive For. Huge congratulations to all of our drivers and our staff, our in-house staff as well for that award. That's a pretty prestigious award to be nominated. And then of course there's several levels to that, but Best Fleets to Drive For. The interview that Dale will be having here at 1 on the Road Dog Trucking News is probably more about where we've come, what we've done, how we've become one of the best fleets to drive for throughout. So yeah, please join in. I know I will be hopping off and hopping on that so that I can hear the interview myself. So that'll be a lot of fun to watch as well. But that's on channel 146 at 1. So you've got about 15 minutes. You've got 16 minutes and counting. All right. So back to, thanks Katie for that reminder, by the way. Back to the available position, the one out of Fort Dodge. You do have to live within a 25-mile radius of Fort Dodge, Iowa in order to qualify for that. Otherwise, you wouldn't. We wouldn't be able to get you home. So that wouldn't make you happy. I wouldn't blame you. So that's how that works. All right. Benefits. Briefly, I spoke about benefits that we had. We do have them available to you after 90 days. It's medical, dental, vision, prescription. We do have long-term and short-term and disability. You'll have life insurance that's company paid. Our 401k is a 50% match on the 401k. And by the way, there is also, if you're not tuning into one, you can tune into the other. There is also I gotta look at the reminder here. Principal Financial, who is our 401k provider, They are having another webinar, I believe, today. Hang on. Oh, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow. So there you go. Never mind. Forget. Tomorrow they'll be talking about the 401k and retirement plan. Those are pretty awesome. On those webinars, by the way, really help you to improve on your 401k or find a way to maximize it so that you can have it work for you in the long term. So please make sure that you guys check that out. That is at 10 a.m. Central Time on Wednesday, October 11th. The address, I believe it's principal.com/welcome. And that's a free webinar to all of our drivers, all of our personnel, actually, not just drivers. Speaking of not just drivers, we do have a couple of positions available. We have a diesel mechanic, a part-time diesel mechanic available out of Des Moines. And then we have body techs and a janitorial maintenance position out of Fort Dodge, Iowa. We also have a road repair office coordinator position available out of Fort Dodge. So if you guys have questions, get a hold of our HR department. Courtney will help you out. Cool. All right. Also, I don't have it on the screen because I'm using my phone, but the telephone number to get a hold of the recruiting department is 877-433-2537. Easiest way to remember it is 877, the number 4, Decker. 877-4-Decker. You can also apply online at drivedecker.com, and I'll go back and put that in the notes so that you guys will have access to that. All right. I will leave you with a few moments so that you can go and get ready to listen to Dale here at 1. Again, if you have any questions, please leave them in the chat even after the video is or after the live is over, and I would be happy to answer those questions for you. I'll continue to answer them throughout the rest of the week. Sharon, excuse me one second. Sharon is asking about the lease purchase. This is not on this conversation, but so lease purchase is available after 6 months. You can go into lease purchase, but you also need to earn. You have to earn the lease purchase. What I mean by that is we have that scorecard that I was talking about. So we have those 2 bonuses, our safety bonus and our scorecard bonus. If your numbers are not consistently 850 or above with the scorecard, then you won't qualify for the lease purchase program. We want you to succeed with the lease purchase, and those numbers have time and time again proven that you would have success. So it's not a guarantee by any means, but it has been a great gauge on whether or not you'd see success in the lease purchase program. And with the rates the way they are industry-wide, going straight into the lease purchase program may not be beneficial to you. So yes, we have a great lease purchase, and yes, I'm sure you've seen that Jerry just recently purchased his truck. So he went from lease purchase, graduated up into the owner-operator. So please congratulate him. That's huge success. And we do have quite a few people who have gone from the lease purchase to the owner-operator, and we love to see those successes, but we want to continue to see people succeed at that. And one requirement is definitely to wait until you have 6 months here at the company and that your scorecard and your safety scores are high, and the reassurance for you that you'll do well with it. So cool. And then who knows, maybe those rates will be back in your favor, right? All right. So Chaffee, I'm going to get it right. I hope to see you on the 30th. We'll invite you in. Drive safe. And again, if anybody else is looking to join Decker, make sure that you get a hold of our recruiting department. It's 877-4-DECKER. 877, the number 4, Decker. You guys have an awesome rest of your day. And maybe I'll join you guys, or maybe you'll join us on the radio there. Sirius Radio for the Road Dog Trucking Show. Okay, take care.